awesome. We did a great job with that. And for many, many years before that, we had an amazing lunch at the deck. And now this year, we thought we'd try something new. I like it. What do you guys think? Excellent. Well, let's start. Let me share with you a little bit what we're going to do tonight. We have just a short little program for you. I'm going to kick it off and turn it over to a couple of our amazing LISC team members. And we've got a short little video, and then we'll close her out. So hopefully we won't keep you here too long. Let's start with a huge thank you. We cannot do this without our sponsors. And I'd like to call out specifically Essentia Health, North Shore Bank, and US Bank for their generous contributions, but also you can see our other sponsors that we could not do this without you. So let's hear a big round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank our local advisory board. They put in hours of work. We partner with the team. We're out there in the community. And I'd love to call everybody by name, but in the spirit of time, could I have any of our local advisory board members that are here either stand up, give a wave? It's kind of hard to see in here, but most of them are here, so thank you all for everything that you do. We appreciate you, and thank you for being here tonight. And then our LISC team, we could not do it without our team. They are working so hard every day. And so I want to thank Lars, Emily, Tina for everything you do. And then a huge welcome for Samer, our new executive director. He has jumped right in, and it has been amazing to see the work that this team is continuing to do for our community. It's just so exciting. Beyond that, I would just like to say, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a part of LISC and honored to be the board chair. And just a short story about myself. Probably about 25 years ago, I got involved in West Duluth, and I grew up and been born and raised in Duluth. And I decided to join an organization called Spirit Valley Citizens Neighborhood Development Association. Did not know what I was getting myself into. So for all of you in community development and do that for a living, God bless you. And I met a person named Pam Kramer, and she sort of took me under her wing and helped me run this organization in West Duluth. And for me, like being a part of LISC right now helps that tradition. Like I get excited, I'm driving down the freeway and I have my kids in the car, and I look to the side and we see that whole development, all these new amazing homes, and I'm like, guys, I helped do that. I helped create this community out here and make it better. And so I just can't tell you how excited it is to be a part of this organization and to continue that mission of helping our city look so beautiful and create new housing and economic development and everything that we do. And so I'm just proud to be a part of this. And I thank all of you for being here, because your being here is support of our organization and support of our community and what we do and how we grow and create a future. So thank you to all of you for being here. I am really excited. It's not often we get to have LISC royalty in town. And today, we've got some LISC royalty. So I'm excited to introduce you to Tahira Ziegler, and let me tell you a little bit about Tahira. So her role right now is she's a Senior Vice President of Field Excellence. She's been with LISC for over 17 years, but over 25 years in the field. And I mean, her responsibility, over 40 offices that she runs, over 100 rural offices that she supports out there. And guess what, you guys? She was just promoted. So let's give her a round of applause. So exciting. Personally, to be a board chair when your executive director retires and you have to hire a new person, if you don't have a Tahira, it's a lot of work. So I would like to thank Tahira for making that transition from Pam, who did just amazing work over the years, to help us get Sameer. And she helped lead the local advisory board meetings, ensured that we had the right material, kept us focused. And for those of you on the board, you can relate, we couldn't have done it without Tahira, and also really helped us find Sameer and get him into his role. So I am so excited and honored to have Tahira here, and I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Wow. What kind words. I greatly appreciate it. It was such a pleasure working with the community. We had a big task. We had big shoes to fill. So, good evening, everybody. It's a great time to be in Duluth. It's warm. I didn't wear a coat. I love it. It's beautiful out. This is only my third time coming to Duluth. So I'll tell you a little bit about why that's so important. But from a national perspective, I am here on behalf of Denise Scott, the president of National LISC, and our CEO, Lisa Glover. And from a national perspective, we've been really trying to look at the work across the country and dig deeper, focusing on our efforts in each office around affordable housing or economic development, with a focus on racial equity, to elevate opportunities for all, including people of color, trying to really bridge the wealth gap and connect residents to home ownership and small business ownership and asset building. I was talking to someone earlier about the affordable housing crisis and how it really impacts all of us, whether you're low income, medium, middle class, or even have a higher income. It really impacts all of us and our family members. And so how do we really try to solve this issue for Duluth, because that's where we are, but it's really a crisis across the nation. I want to talk about Duluth a little bit more. So we opened in 1997. Can you believe that, Pam? Seems so long ago. 24 years ago, we opened the office with our first founding executive director, Pam Kramer. Pam, can you stand up for us, please? Round of applause for Pam, please. Pam served LISC in this capacity for 24 years, along with the team investing in affordable housing, and she was dedicated to Duluth, well-connected leader, and a force of nature. Would you agree? And so as Pam was thinking about retiring, and I know it was hard for her, but as she was thinking about it, she started to think about what could her legacy be, how could she really elevate one particular focus area for Duluth. And she chose affordable housing along with Mayor Emily Larson. Emily, are you here? I'm here. All right. Thank you, Emily. The two of them, and along with other community stakeholders, really try to elevate this work in terms of the way that the mayor saw the vision for affordable housing and why it's so important to Duluth. And she had a partner in Pam. And so Pam and I buddied up, right, Pam? And we started working on this vision for the mayor. And I had to think about Pam wasn't going to be here for a long time, so we had to hurry up and do some things quickly. So I came to Duluth in October. 1 year ago, I came for the first time and loved Duluth. You have a beautiful, beautiful community. And you have a lot of equity that's already kind of the foundation. When I look at some of the housing, affordable housing, and it's sitting on high kind of cliffs, and think about how everyone can have a side of the lake, a view of the lake. That's equity. That's how we look at equity. But anyway, our task, Pam and I, were to come up with a complement housing trust fund to complement the city's work and their investment. And we were to come up with investments from one bank, one foundation, and one corporation. And I said, Pam, this is what we're going to do. We're going to just find one. And she said, that's not how we do work here. We share everything with everyone, and we give everyone the opportunity to participate. And so that's what we did. And that was the right thing to do. So I want to thank you, because without local kind of perspective, and we'll be talking to the mayor and that perspective, but if we didn't have that from Pam, National wouldn't know that. So I want to talk a little bit really quickly about our impact at the local level. And last time I was here, I was the Midwest Program Vice President, and I also was serving here at the end of the year as the Interim Executive Director. But I'm happy to announce that Kim Kuchar is here traveling with me, and Pam, can you stand up, Kim, for me? Kim is the Midwest Program Vice President. She'll be supporting Samir with LISC investment products, best practices, funding models, and support, and really helping Samir with innovation, especially with initiatives around the Duluth Housing Trust Fund. So this is a great segue for me to talk about Samir. So excited to introduce Samir. Many of you know him. He's a seasoned nonprofit leader, a community friend, and our new executive director. He's going to spearhead a LISC program that was built with our founding director of investments of nearly $86 million in affordable housing, small business supports, health, education, community safety, and jobs. And he'll be taking the helm after the first 25 years. We'll be celebrating 25 years. Is it this year? Next year. So come on back for a 25-year anniversary. I hope I can join you all, because you all, I think, host a great party. But his eye will be towards breaking down race and class barriers. He'll be trying to mitigate things that folks go through just to get to work. He'll be looking to diversify our work and look at neighborhood investment and how do we directly impact families and communities. Really looking at the well-being of families. He already knows Duluth. He has a deep connection to the community where we work, and we're excited to have Samir join the LISC team and lead our program. So Samir, I just want to say one last thing. You have really big shoes to follow. Pam really was the foundation, and she set the stage, and she invested in a lot of things across the city, in the market. And your job will be, how do we really lift up affordable housing with the city? And how do we really deepen our investment that way? And so we're really entrusting you to elevate affordable housing and racial equity. So with that, I turn over the mantle and the mic to you.
Sounds easy, right? Wow. I hope that's being recorded so I can review that, and I'll. Thanks for the roadmap. No, thank you. This is ridiculous. I told some folks that if I saw some familiar faces, it would help calm my nerves. I think that strategy worked. So thank you to all the familiar faces. To the faces that I haven't known as long, I look forward to getting to know you. I know many of you have been supporters of LISC for a long time. Pam has been a force in this community, and I know even though maybe my shoes are a little larger, but those are some big shoes, and I recognize that. Thank you, Tahira and Kim. The mentorship that I'll receive, I think, from National is going to be huge. The kind of, I'm going to probably use the word interconnectedness a lot. I think that's going to be just a big deal in our growth in our next phase. Thank you, Stephanie, for taking the helm at the board level. I think it'll be really fun to work with you. Thanks to all the sponsors. Again, as Stephanie said, we can't do that without them. The whole advisory board and our team here, including Linda, who helped with this presentation and the event. Tina, Tina, Lars, and Emily. Can't do this work without you. So a strong team. So yeah, didn't mean to make it like an Oscars speech, but yeah. So we're here to talk about the next chapter of LISC, and I think this is an exciting time. I moved to Duluth almost 10 years ago, and I didn't know a lot of people, to be honest. Actually, I didn't know anybody. So I got on into a master's program. I started working at a school, and then I met another fellow that really helped me start creating my roots here. And I'm really proud to call this my home. And I think home can come in many sizes and many shapes and many places. So I also want to acknowledge my parents are here too, from Michigan. They really kind of, I think, taught me about home and how to respect and how to work relentlessly. And I think that's going to need to happen, right? To do the things that Tahira is asking me to do. I got to hustle, right? So, and I think, again, this work starts with community, and it ends with community, and it really happens together. We leverage the power of community to transform our neighborhoods. We want to put people first. As Tahir said, we want to raise those voices up in a different way. We convene and connect with partners in different sectors. We understand this kind of interconnectedness. Housing is connected to health, right? Creative placemaking is connected to safety. And so, this is, I think, the next way we do work, okay? And so, how does this happen? Really elevating that equitable development, I think, happens as knowing our role, right? We are an investor. We have that ability, and thanks to National, we have that expertise too. So, believing in the community and investing in the community and its leaders and organizations, really. Building those partnerships, using strategy to create those coalitions that really move that needle. We have a toolbox, making people aware of that toolbox and the strategies and tools within that, and developing tools that people need to experience a better quality of life, all right? So this LISC model really, it is about being, as I said, a bold investor, working within that complexity, bringing together public and private funds, technical assistance, working with a lot of, in some ways, ambiguity, but also as we have these coalitions together, that we can create this cohesive strategy. And that, is being a network builder. Thinking through all the different layers of community relationships, making sure we have the right people to get projects done. And then being an innovative driver by bringing creative tools to different parts of our community and that support our people and our places. So it was really through this model that we were able to create the Housing Trust Fund. So we're going to have a video. Revitalization, if you think about the word in itself, is bringing new life. With specifically the Duluth Housing Trust Fund, I think is thinking about quality and safety and pride of place. That need for our old housing stock to be rehabbed, a way for new construction to happen, a way to mitigate risk, to spread risk out. It provides a vehicle for that.
That mission of LISC has always been really central to the values of this community. Housing is one of the areas we have major need. So the discussion on the Housing Trust Fund started really in earnest a few years ago when we pulled together the housing task force. The best way that a bank or a private business can get involved is to directly connect with LISC. The fact that LISC has been able to piece together ways to help carry some of that debt and make it cash flow for businesses and banks to co-invest in that, that's amazing. The city cannot do that.
And what it does is allows you to spread the risk around. So as a developer, we can take on a third, the Housing Trust Fund can take on a third, and then a bank or a takeout mortgage or something like that can also take on a third. So it's actually really appealing, and then it can help critical areas like Duluth that are really in need to get people in here faster. And that's what we really want to do, is to get people in here fast to help the city, to help the community build back to the way that they want to be.
If we have a fund that's dedicated to housing, banks need to play a role in refinancing.
Everybody benefits. Safe, decent, affordable housing is critical or vital to the growth of a community. We funded about $3 million on this, so at a very, very low interest rate. The hope is that these funds will be recycled. That investment will certainly pay for itself over and over again.
The creation of this housing trust fund between the city and Duluth Local Initiative Support Corporation is an absolute game changer for our entire region.
By supporting this type of initiative, we give way to a brighter future. We give way to a place that more and all can call home. And if we talk about the future of Duluth, we need to be able to recruit and retain people. Housing is a key part of that. My first day was like, what was it, end of June, and Tina was like, you got to make a video, we got to find a spot for this event, and I was like, oh man, I got to be on camera, what? Thank you to those sponsors that help underwrite this, Essentia, U.S. Bank, and of course North Shore Bank, our key banking partner in this fund. Thank you. Mayor Larson, thank you for your support. You have a bold and unrelenting support for LISC. Former intern, actually. We're finding relics with your name on in the office. I got a gift for you. And your obviously bold and unrelenting support for our Duluth community. Thank you. The Housing Trust Fund is an exciting new endeavor, initiative. Housing is a need. We all know that. And we need some different tools to help support that development. As you can see, there were no numbers in this presentation. I didn't want to bore you all with that, but I should have probably put one in there. We're at a fund that's up to $16 million. So that's a lot of money. So that's huge for our community, and this opportunity provides capital in a different way. It's a vehicle, to raise the number of housing units and incentivize affordability. Some examples of how this fund can be used. You can see it up there, but really thinking about our existing stock, rehabbing that, infill. We have some different types of plots that can have new construction. Conversion, we have, again, that existing stock that maybe has had multiple purposes, and maybe it could be converted back into housing. Blighted properties, too, to make those habitable. So there are a lot of different ways that we can use this fund to meet the needs of our community, and we have great partners that are going to help us along the way. And the city is a huge one. HRA is another one that is involved deeply into this process, so thank you to both entities there. I also want to give a shout out to Northland Foundation. They're providing a grant that I want to highlight the Developer of Color Grant program. Again, elevating racial equity. We want to honor and I think support those that are trying to develop our community in the way that it needs to, and in responsive ways, I think. And so that is an initiative that I think is going to be huge, and again, pushing that needle. So how can you find out some more information? We have some websites. These are screenshots of our, I think our Duluth website has been updated, our LISC Duluth website. So Google Housing Trust Fund in Duluth, and you'll come up with definitely the city page. I've done it myself, so it works. And thank you, Teresa Baida, super helpful, and her team in the housing department there, getting into some of the nitty-gritty. That link, click that one for us for sure. But what can you do also, is talk about this, right? We need to get this out there. This is new. A little bit of building the plane while we're learning to fly it. Tahira said that, so I think I'm not in trouble, right? Okay. All right, good. This is here. We have this pot of money. We have a city side. We have a LISC side. Those details you can learn a little bit more on the website. I'm not going to get into the weeds. But really, this is a way for us to shift our housing needs together and keep our community thriving. So, please learn more, reach out to us, and together we can kind of push this really, really far, I think. So I really want to, I end here, but I'm going to kick it back off to Stephanie. I want to thank you all for being here. Really, this means so much to me. It's really great to see you all here and supporting the work that we do. So, Stephanie, please.
Well, Samir, I am worried that we're going to lose you as an executive director after that acting gig. That's pretty good, right? Thank you. So, again, I just want to reinforce, thank you, huge thank you to our sponsors. We could not do this locally without having amazing sponsors at every single level. And so if you're out there and your company's up here, thank you. If you're not and you want to give me a call. I'll talk you through it. But we appreciate you so much. And you heard about all the amazing things that we have on our plate to accomplish. And you think about those of you who don't build a house, or you might not be directly in economic development or participating, but how can you help? You can help by giving, because LISC is there, and we're going to be the partner, we're going to collaborate, and we're going to help you do that. And we cannot do that without a local office. And so every dollar that we get from sponsors and from you stays local. And it helps supporting our mission and helping us move forward and help beautifying our city and keeping projects and things going forward. So here's my ask of you tonight. We've got these great cards that are out in the area where we were, the lobby area, the atrium. And if you're good with your phones and you're techie, you can just go ahead and put your photo on the link and it'll take you right to our site. You can see this is exactly what you'll see there. And we're asking you to help and support our organization. If you don't want to do that, if you go to our website, there's a link there, and you can support us that way. But we appreciate every dollar, and that keeps our staff here, that keeps us working on the amazing things, and keeps LISC moving forward. So we appreciate you, and thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. There's also an opportunity to give us some feedback, and we'd love you to share your thoughts. So take the card with us, and feel free to leave that for us, and we'll take your feedback and use that to help move us forward. So thank you. I hope you liked the event this year. Thank you again. Thank you for Tahira and Kim being here. Samir and team, amazing job of putting this event together. We'll put something creative together for everyone next year. Thank you all. Have a great evening.